What's going on, guys? Hopefully you are doing well. In this video, I'm going to show you the one principle that has completely shifted the way that I've done cold outreach over the past few years. Now, if you're doing cold outreach every single day, but you're getting 40% show up rates, people agreeing to get on a call and ghosting you, prospects treating you like a commodity, your deals are falling through, and you're charging too little because your trust is low. I've been doing outreach for 5 years. And I've gone through all of this, every single version of the outreach struggle, low reply rates, dead conversions, maybe later prospects, cold calls that go nowhere, people agreeing to get on a call and then disappearing like a ghost. And across all my teams, VAs, and my personal grind, I've probably sent close to 500,000 cold messages. Instagram DMs, LinkedIn, cold email, SMS, pretty much everything you can think of. And in this video, I want to condense all of that, the money I've spent, the mistakes I've made, the clients I've lost, the clients I've won, down to one principle. Not a script, not a hack, not a trick that works for 1 month, and not the next. A principle that actually works. A principle that took me 5 years of my own time to understand. Time and money I spent on coaching, agency mentorships, offers that I thought would solve my lead gen problems, but didn't. This principle is the reason my outreach systems today are consistent, predictable, and generate clients for my agencies without convincing, chasing, or begging. So slow down, focus, and actually try to listen to this video. It's very important. It's literally one of the most important things to my agency's success. And if you implement this today, chances are pretty good that you'll actually start to book maybe a few more qualified calls into your system. So when I first started, I wasn't using VAs. I didn't have leverage. It was just me sending, 200 to 300 messages a day. I sent DMs in the gym. I sent DMs in the locker room. As you guys know, I played D1 soccer. If I didn't hit my messages goal for the day, I felt like I was failing. And to be honest with you guys, I felt like I was going to have to get a job. I felt like a fraud trying to run an agency, but not landing any clients, even though my service delivery was actually very good for the clients that I did get. However, that manual grind did get me to my first $8,000 a month with my agency. Then I scaled with teams and systems. Eventually, now we're sending over 1,000 messages per day, and I make a lot of money from cold outreach because of it. Like you've probably heard in many of my videos, there's days where I make $10,000 in a single day by doing this. Keep in mind, this is after me running an agency for 5 years. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I didn't start making $10,000 in a single day on my first day, and you should not expect to either. However, I just wanted to show you what is possible after me doing this for many years now. But here's the real thing, guys. I also went through every single pain outreach problem you can probably imagine. Accounts getting banned, ending up in spam and hidden requests, 40% show up rates, people agreeing to get on a call and completely ghosting me, prospects treating me like a commodity, deals falling through every single day, bad clients, split pays, no PIFs, and charging too little because trust was low. And it really was a struggle for a lot of years, to be honest with you. Nobody online teaches how to fix these problems. They teach you a script, they teach you 3 lines to copy and paste and use with everyone, and they teach you what to say, but they don't teach the principle that makes people actually want to buy from you. They don't teach how to build trust from cold messaging. They don't teach how to convert cold attention into warm authority. And without this, outreach always feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill. The real reason that most outreach dies is because the majority of agency owners skip the entire middle part of the funnel. No matter how many messages you send, you cannot bypass the laws of a marketing funnel, your top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Most people who do cold outreach try to send cold messages in order to book a call and then close them. Why? Because it's easy. But because you skip the middle of funnel, which is where all the trust and authority is formed, you get no-shows, cold prospects, people who don't pay in full, prospects who don't respect your expertise, prospects who treat your closing call like free consulting, and you having to convince and justify why you charge what you charge. These aren't real problems. These are symptoms of a deeper issue. You didn't build any authority before trying to sell them something. And when I was sitting with my now business partner Dylan a few years ago about all the coaching programs and high ticket things I've personally bought, and keep in mind, I've spent $50,000 or more on coaching over the last 5 years. I realized not once in my life did I ever buy something high ticket directly from an outreach message, which is what I was trying to do. Not once. I never saw a DM and bought. I never saw a cold email and bought. I never just saw one TikTok, Reel, or YouTube short and bought. But you know what I did every single time? Let me show you using my content examples. I saw or got messaged by someone. Then I watched one of their videos on YouTube. Then I watched another video. Then I watched another video. Then I watched another video. Then I saw one of their Reels, Shorts, or TikToks where they're showing their life. Then I watched another video. Then I got one of their ads. Then I got a testimonial. Then I saw one of their testimonials, or a bunch of their testimonials. And before I even got on a call with them, I decided, yep, I trust this person to solve my problem. Or I watched all this content and realized, no, they can't solve my problem. And I moved on. And I didn't get on a sales call with them. But in the cases that I did pay this person money, I made the buying decision before the sales call. The call was just a formality. The buying decision happened for me during the attention phase, not the sales call, right? The entire reason why my outreach works so well now is because people must pay you with their attention before they pay you with their money. Now let me say that again. People must pay you with their attention, aka seeing your content, seeing your messaging, before they will pay you with their money. You cannot skip this. You cannot cheat this. You cannot talk your way out of this. If you violate this principle, your outreach will always feel the same. It's going to feel like high effort, low reward, low trust, low conversions, low show up rates, low ticket clients, and clients who fear to piff. You have to create attention through content and outbound messaging, build their trust through content, and then you can collect money. This is how it works, always. Think about all your favorite gurus who sell courses, except we're applying this to agency. Now I want you to look at this graphic. This axis is the total amount of time that someone has watched your content. And this axis is the price of your offer. If you're only selling a $50 offer, they don't have to watch your content very much for them to trust you, because it's only $50. If you lose $50, who cares? But if you're trying to sell a $5,000 offer, they have to watch your content 5, 6, maybe even 7 hours. And if you want to sell something for $20,000, you better be prepared to not only have them watch content for 7 hours, but they also are going to have to talk to you on the phone, see your results, and a variety of other things. Once I understood this principle, I rebuilt my entire outreach system around attention, trust, then booking a call, then closing. Here's what it looks like. Instead of that standard funnel I showed you at the top, it starts off, usually in my case, with a DM. This is your top of funnel. Your only job is to get the prospect to admit a pain or a desire. Not pitch, not sell, not convince, just get them to raise their hand. Now, an example of this could be, hey man, not sure if this is something you're dealing with, but I've been talking to other people with this niche thing, and a common issue I'm hearing is this pain point. If that's something you're struggling with, I made a short video breaking down how to fix it. Want me to send it to you? This DM does 3 things. It's calm, it doesn't pitch a call, it filters people who actually care about the problem you solve. And when they reply with no, or sure, or yeah, that's an opt-in. That brings us to the middle of funnel, which is the authority step. This is where 99% of cold outreach dies because nobody does it. Once they opt in, you send them a YouTube video, aka a video sales asset in my terms. Not a PDF, not a Google Doc, not a pitch deck. A YouTube video that solves a very specific pain point, teaches them something valuable, positions you as the authority, and gets them to click on your other videos, most importantly. This turns your DM into a video they watch, into a binge effect, automatically building their trust. And your goal is not for them to watch one video you sent. It's for them to watch the video you sent, the second video on your page, the third video on your page, the 4th video on your page, the 5th video on your page, etc. Because the more time they spend with you, the more they trust you, and the more you can charge. This is what makes strangers show up ready to buy on sales calls. And that brings us to the bottom of funnel, the call itself. Once they've admitted their pain, consumed your content, had their belief shifted, they build trust in you. Now they come onto the sales call warm. Not cold, not skeptical, not hesitant. They already like you. They already learn from you. They already trust you. They already believe you know their problem. They don't show up asking what do you offer. They show up asking, how do I get started? Not only does this funnel bring you the highest quality buyers, it brings you buyers that you can actually solve their problem because you're only solving a very specific pain point. And it filters out all the bad buyers that you're not going to waste your time on in the DMs or on sales calls. And that's how I've been able to scale to the levels that I have over the past 5 years. Now, obviously, you have to be willing to make some content. And if you don't, chances are good that it won't convert as well as if you did. Now, hopefully that gave you guys a ton of value. Hopefully you apply it into your outbound system. If you want the exact outbound system that I use, just shoot me a message on Instagram. I'd be happy to walk you through it.